Some achievements stand tall, don't they? They're landmarks. They are pinnacles of achievement. And Arthur Miller's play, Death of a Salesman, is one of those pinnacles that stands tall amongst the other pinnacles around it. It's a remarkable play, and I have just seen in Melbourne a remarkable production of this play that delivers this grim story with a beautiful clarity. And that's what I want to explore. How do you deliver a performance that makes its point so clearly? Now, I obviously have no idea how they went about their decision making. Oh, except that they did use Mike Alfred's Different Every Night book as a basis for their approach to rehearsal. And when you're delivering performances that are refreshed, that are new every night, as we did with the Memory of Water, which was a production that I directed using the rehearsal room process to do the same thing, then you get honest and truthful and fresh and exhilarating performances that are really engaging for an audience. And this performance, this production was exhilarating. But the key to their success, I believe, was the clarity of the storytelling. And that's what I want to explore, because when I walk out of the theatre knowing exactly what the point of the play was, what the message was for me, then I am a very satisfied viewer. And when you have that experience, it's the same for you, isn't it? So the point that the play makes is key, and this play made its point beautifully. Now, I know I go on about this, I bang on about it, but it's important because the key to telling a story well is that you clearly do make the point that the story wants to tell. That's the key to success. And I use life as a working model as to why this approach actually works. Because in life, we tell stories constantly, all day. How many stories do you tell in a day? And you always tell them 99% of the time because you have a point that you want to make. So stories are told for a reason. And yet, when I hear directors talking about this often, and when I read their program notes, which is not the case for this play, but often I see that directors are saying this play explores a number of themes. Now, this concept is out there in the real world. And if you look at Wikipedia, for example, you will see that they say about Death of a Salesman, the play contains a variety of themes, such as the American dream, the anatomy of truth, betrayal, the capitalist society's impact on life. Or you could also argue that this play is about leadership, or the responsibility of fatherhood, or the negatives that come from the male's need to be dominant. All those themes could be relevant to this play. But if you try to explore them all, the result will be disastrous. What you need to do is pick the one theme that you are going to explore and then use all the other references to those other possible themes. Use them to unite the disparate parts of the play into one story. So you touch on those other elements, but they are guided and brought together by the overriding reason for telling the story. Because if you are telling a story for a reason, then surely when you get to the end of your play, when you're at the end of that story, you want to make a clear point about what this story is saying. You want to articulate it in the dialogue, or you want the actors to embody the point in their actions. And if you've got numbers of points that you want to make, how are you going to make a clear, emphatic, and purposeful ending? It's not possible. A story has to be told for one reason and one reason only. And the outstanding thing about this production was that that's what it achieved. It achieved it through fabulous performances. Paul English, in a flawless performance as Willie Loman, held the whole play together. And Charlie Cousins did a terrific job with Biff as the character who brings hope to a desperate world. And the uplifting quality of this play was not just the quality of the performances, of all the performances, but the clarity of the message that it delivered. And it makes that point so abundantly clear to us that stories ultimately are told for one reason. Congratulations to everyone involved.